We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay, things people love.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
The most wonderful time of the year has officially begun at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet in Sacramento. This is the sale you've been dreaming of, with holiday hits on every aisle. 12 full days of unbeatable prices on only the best Makita products in town, and much, much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. So check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number one claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company Zone 1 report.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
YouTube is back up. So come join us.
Yeah, it is.
Kyle, for getting that back up and running. Not sure what happened there, but technology. I'm waiting for a response from Brendan Nunez, but we have some news. It's not breaking, but it is shaking. This is from Brendan Nunez.
When it breaks.
It's not. No.
When it breaks.
Please. Brendan Nunez, this was about 10 minutes ago. He tweeted, per sources, Keegan Murray and Domantas Sabonis did not participate in practice today. Their status for tomorrow will be determined later today. Kevin Huerter was a full participant. His status for tomorrow will be determined this afternoon. Trey Lyles was a full participant in practice, and there's optimism that he will make his return tomorrow. One day, the whole team will be there. And you know what? I'm sure a lot of NBA teams are saying the same thing. But one day, this whole team will get to play together for hopefully a very long stretch of games. So Keegan Murray, Domantas Sabonis, we don't know. Their status for tomorrow will be determined later today. So that sounds like there won't be any game time decisions, which is interesting. Kevin Huerter was a participant. His status for tomorrow will be determined this afternoon. And Trey Lyles was a full participant. Interesting that, yes, Kevin Huerter was a partial participant. Trey Lyles was a full participant in practice. And there is optimism that he will make his return tomorrow. If I were to guess, Trey Lyles, yes. Kevin Huerter, no. Keegan and Domas, maybe not. Probably not. But we will see as the Kings start a 2-game set against the Los Angeles Lakers. And Jared Vanderbilt is still not playing. It's kind of insane. I don't know what's going on. I check in just from time to time. I know Lakers fans have some fun and say he's just trying to be a model at this point. That brother has been on the bench, I'm pretty sure, since that Western Conference run. I have not seen him play since that Western Conference run 2 years ago.
In hindsight, is there going to be a funnier team that went to the Western Conference Finals than that Lakers team? Like, just had no business going to the Western Conference Finals, which sucks for the Kings because the Kings were like 1 Game 7 against the Warriors away from being that team that had no business going to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
But that Lakers team is so fun. Lonnie Walker had a 20-point fourth quarter in one of those series.
And he's not even, is he in the league?
I don't think he's in the league anymore. You had Jared Vanderbilt, Rui Hachimura getting significant minutes, like just Austin Reeves. I will never, ever forget. I can't remember which game. I think it was one of the Nuggets games. Or no, it was a Grizzlies game. It was game 2 against the Grizzlies in that first round series where I saw Austin Reeves in a 1-point game with 20 seconds to play call off LeBron at the top of the key because he said, nah, LeBron James, I'm Austin Reeves. I got this, and hit the shot.
Ridiculous.
Like one of the most meme team seasons I've ever seen. I loved that team so much.
Ridiculous. So that is what is happening with the Kings. We will keep you in the loop as more comes out about that whole situation. So now Domantas Sabonis did not practice today, and we are going to see, along with Keegan Murray, Kevin Huerter, partial participant, Trey Lyles, full participant. Feels like Trey Lyles will be back tomorrow, but of course, you can't have everything. It's the peanut butter without the jelly. You know how the saying goes. How about the Brock without the Purdy? Brock Purdy is being compared a lot to Sam Darnold, who we just saw Brock Purdy and Sam Darnold do battle last season. And Brock Purdy, quote unquote, and I'm air quoting here if you're just listening, he beat Sam Darnold out. Do I think it was a true competition? No. Do I think that matters? No, because I don't think a lot of these competitions are true competitions. And Brock was coming back from UCL surgery, and he had just went to the NFC Championship when nobody expected them to do anything that season, right? So I don't really care whether or not it feels like Brock Purdy and Sam Darnold more specifically got a fair shake at it. Now going into this season, I think the question becomes Brock Purdy at whatever contract he wants versus what Sam Darnold feels like he is going to get. The difference between Brock and Sam Darnold isn't necessarily their play. It's what we believe they're worth. A lot of people are saying that Sam Darnold is going to get a Baker Mayfield type contract. Well, what type of contract is that, you might ask? Well, Baker signed that contract, a 3-year, $100 million contract. Baker is making his base salary, and NFL contracts are weird, but essentially Baker is making his base salary of $1.25 million this season. It's a $6.9 million cap hit. More importantly, in 2025, Baker makes $30 million. And in 2026, he makes $40 million. So people are saying, hey, I'd rather take Sam Darnold at between 30 and 40 million than Brock Purdy at 50 million, which I think is a really good exercise. Because for how long have people said, look at Brock, he's the most valuable player in the league because he's only making $1 million. Well, do you look at Brock any differently if Brock was making Trevor Lawrence money? If he was making Tua money? Now, I think Brock is better than Tua, and he's probably better than Trevor Lawrence. At least he's played better than Trevor Lawrence. But now you're evaluating Brock differently. So 916-339-1140, would you rather have Brock Purdy at $50 million, which is really the floor for what Brock is going to get?
Not the floor. The floor is 55.
The floor is well, I don't know if the floor is 55.
The floor is 55. I'm telling you right now, the floor is 55. That's what Jordan Love got last year. That's the floor.
That's your opinion, though. That's not for sure.
I told you Tua, there's no way he's getting less than Tua, and Tua's 53.
Right. But it's in the 50s. So do you want Brock in the 50s, or do you want Sam Darnold between 30 and 40 million? Sam Darnold, you just saw an interesting Sam Darnold comp because a lot of people were saying, well, Sam Darnold played better than Brock this season because look at Sam Darnold's weapons, and Brock didn't have his weapons. That's a conversation for a different day. Thought Brock didn't need the weapons. And I think Brock's a really good quarterback. Y'all know I had him top 7 going into the season. So if you put Brock on the Vikings, are they the same team? Maybe, probably. I think that's a fine conversation to have. We're not necessarily talking about the play right now. Is Brock Purdy roughly $10 to $20 million a year better than Sam Darnold, assuming the team doesn't have their pieces? Because here's the other part of it. Brock, top 9 in QBR, a lot of his other statistics aren't there anymore. Brock has essentially showed us that he can't really elevate the team in a $60 million way when he doesn't have the Avengers. And I would say that Sam Darnold probably couldn't do the same thing. If you put Sam Darnold on this Niners roster, I think it's probably similar. Now, let's say the Niners somehow have a black cat in the organization and they have the same bad luck next season, right? Same type of issues that they had, all of that. Let's say that happens. Would you rather Brock Purdy at $50 million, or would you rather Sam Darnold at 30 to 40 when neither of them are really going to elevate in that way?
All right, let's look at the numbers. And before I do this, I don't want it to sound like that meme where Jalen Rose is reading Paul Pierce's stats next to Dwayne Wade, but let's do it. So Sam Darnold this season, this incredible career year for Mr. Sam Darnold, he's posted so far 3,530 passing yards, which is less than where Brock Purdy was at this time last season. Sam Darnold has posted a touchdown interception ratio of 2.8, which is 2.8 to 1, which is very good. Still worse than Brock Purdy last season. Sam Darnold, while throwing a lot this year, has averaged 8.3 yards per completion, which is lower than Brock Purdy was last season. If you want to look at their QBR, Sam Darnold is currently ranked 15th in the NFL in QBR. You know who's ranked 10th in that QBR this season? Brock Purdy. So completion percentage, by the way, Sam Darnold's sitting at 67.8%, lower than where Brock Purdy was last season when he had the quote-unquote Avengers. So I don't want to make it sound like Sam Darnold is a bum, because Sam Darnold is not a bum. He's having a very good season. Let's look at Sam Darnold's performance this year and say Justin Jefferson might be the most valuable receiver we've seen in our lifetime in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Like what Justin Jefferson does to defenses trying to scheme against him is so underappreciated. And then let's look at what Kirk Cousins is doing now over with the Falcons and say, Justin Jefferson deserves so much love and respect. He might be the most valuable receiver we've seen in the last 15 years of NFL football. And I'm including Calvin Johnson and Larry Fitzgerald and Antonio Brown and whoever else you want to put in that conversation. Justin Jefferson might be the most valuable wide receiver in the NFL. And I think it's fine to attribute Sam Darnold's success to his receivers, but that doesn't mean it has to be Sam Darnold will be able to replicate that even with a Brandon Ayuk or even with a Deebo Samuel. It is just a testament to how good Justin Jefferson is that Sam Darnold is the quarterback that he is for this Vikings team, and that the Vikings are 11-2. It's crazy that the Vikings are 11-2.
Yeah, and look, as far as the comparison is concerned, you would probably, this is Sam Darnold's, if you think that was last season could be Brock's best season ever, right? Let's say that's Brock's ceiling last season, coming off UCL. So it's kind of crazy to say that. If you compared his best season to Sam Darnold's best season, which is what Kyle just did, and you look at the weapons being similar, the defense being similar, Brock still has Sam Darnold beat. The question remains again, and that's how we started, is that $10 to $20 million better than those numbers you just heard? Are those $10 to $20 million stats better than what Sam Darnold did? And that's the question. I think that, honestly, I think this is all for naught. Brock Purdy's going to get paid, but there are some people that are looking at this. All started with Brian Baldinger going on local radio in the Bay saying that he'd flip Sam Darnold and Brock Purdy right now.
To your point about the best seasons, real quick before we go to break, and I don't want to be rude to Sam Darnold again. I don't want to be rude to Sam Darnold, but if I did that same thought experiment with Brock's 2022 numbers, which was the year he took over as a rookie mid-season, it's still better than Darnold. Better touchdown to interception ratio, better quarterback rating, better QBR, more yards per attempt. Even Brock Purdy's rookie season is better than this season Sam Darnold is having right now, which is again a tad disrespectful sounding to Sam Darnold, but it's just a testament to this Brock Purdy kid's actually really good.
Let's get to our 1 o'clock hour, and we will hear from Kyle Shanahan, who talks about Deebo. Kyle Shanahan, he ain't worried about Deebo being washed up, at least not out loud. Alan Stiles, Sacktown Sports.
Thursday night, Kings and Lakers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates, all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Get huge year-end savings on the all-new 2025 Silverado. Now at Maida Chevy.
With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates on select new 2025 half-ton Silverado LT and RST.
And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area.
$8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big. Huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Now available with special financing, leasing some of the roughest.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
Did you know that replacing garage doors is the biggest return on investment homeowners can get on improvements? Jason Ross here, and let me tell you about the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, a family-owned and operated company with third-generation owners that's been in business for 71 years right here in Sacramento. With new garage doors from Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, you'll not only get the wow factor, but you'll also know that you're working with a well-respected and proven company. Residential and commercial, brand new garage doors, or repairs to existing doors, they do it all. Take advantage of their free at-home estimates on new garage doors, or check out the showroom with no appointment needed. And while you're at it, mention me, Jason Ross, or Sacktown Sports, and receive $100 off a new garage door paired with a new garage door opener. Check out their website at ohdsac.com or call them at 916-421-3747. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. always look for the red ribbon logo.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
One more hour with you. Alan Stiles, Sacktown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. De'Aaron Fox. Fox. Hopefully we hear a lot of that tomorrow night.
De'Aaron Fox is not to be played with right now.
No, he's not. And like I said, there are specific clips in that Draymond Green hit he did that a lot of people are focusing on. He's also making sure to bring up the roster in different ways, even when it's not necessarily being asked about. Okay, he had the straight up ask about his contract, and he didn't pull any punches there. He didn't mention the max contract. He just said, hey, this team needs, I want to compete for championships. Then even when he's asked about the defense, he's saying, hey, Mike Brown's doing the best with what he got. That is not necessarily a ringing endorsement for a team who's, 14th in defensive rating, not terrible, 11th in net rating. So we'll get back into some De'Aaron. We know some of you that maybe missed the 10 and 11 o'clock hour want to get your thoughts on De'Aaron Fox. But Kyle Shanahan just did a presser for the Niners, and it recently ended. And Kyle Shanahan was asked about Devondre Campbell. He said that they made a mistake. Clearly they made a mistake there. They were trying to find somebody to fill that void, and they got through it, right? Hey, I'll put it to you like this. If there is a year to swing and miss on your backup linebacker, do it in a year when you're trash anyway, right? Do it in a year where everything else is going wrong anyway. That's not a bad year to swing and miss on your backup linebacker.
Especially when Flanagan Fowles, hopefully he's on the team next year, but Flanagan Fowles looks like he's become a pretty solid backup linebacker option for the Niners, in addition to Greenlaw and Fred Warner and all those guys.
There you go. Real quick, before we get into this Kyle Shanahan sound, want to keep you up to date on the Kings. Practice has ended, so all the media hits are coming out. Trey Lyles said he's aiming to play tomorrow versus the Lakers. This is from Brandon Nunez. Here's a quote. I feel more than ready to go out there and compete tomorrow, and that's my goal. Brandon says he will still need final approval from Sacramento's training staff, so we will keep an eye on that. All right, Kyle, let's get to this Kyle Shanahan sound on Debo.
Yeah, I don't think Debo slowed down. I think I think I think he got banged up earlier in the year. I thought he had an awesome training camp to where I'd say he didn't slow down at all. We were real excited going into the year, and I want to say it was week 2 he got hurt in. I think week 2 versus Minnesota, he had over 100 yards, and then we didn't get him versus the Rams. I don't know if he missed 2 games or 1, but it set him back for a few weeks. And then when he came back, he had the pneumonia, he had a rib thing, and I think that set him off for like a month where he couldn't practice as much. And when you build up a bunch in camp and then you miss a lot of time in practice, it is hard to maintain that stuff. But by no means do I think he's lost it or anything. And then his looks haven't been quite as good this year. I mean, just like for everybody, when the 10 guys around you aren't doing quite as good, whether it's him, whether it's the quarterback, whether it's O-line, you're not going to do as good as you did the year before.
Well, there you have it. That is what Kyle Shanahan had to say when he was nicely asked about Debo essentially being washed up. Kyle, this is what he's supposed to say, and we understand that, but the reality is eyes don't lie. And at the very least, I guess a nice way of putting it would be that Debo can't carry an offense, because what a perfect, and I mean perfect, opportunity for Debo Samuel to then carry the offense when Brandon Ayuk goes out. He's taken a ton of my targets. I think everything changed when Juwan Jennings, and I know great call by Kyle on the pneumonia thing and the rib lung thing. It's been a rough season for the Niners in general, to the point where I don't want to give them a pass on it, because I think that's an easy thing to do. But if you really break down everything, and I know Stiles Espresso to start the week, I was I was going pretty hard at the Niners, but there are no. I'm not. I'm saying when I did the Styles Espresso, there were a laundry list of things that went wrong. And to your point, Kyle, and I never got back to it in that show. To your point, Kyle, the Niners, they do have the most of of their salary cap on the IR. It's the Niners, and I don't even know how close it is. So I looked at, or you sent it to me, and yeah,
they're number two. They're number 2 on the list with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm trying to remember. I had a graphic a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
where of the teams that are in the top 8 in injuries, I believe the Niners were the only team that had more than 5 wins. I want to say it was like the Cowboys. Cleveland was up there. The Panthers were up there. The Raiders, the Jaguars were 3rd. But it was like all the teams that were at the top of the list were teams that had 4 or fewer wins going into last week. And the Niners were 6 and 7 at the time. And it's like, given all the injuries they've had, the Niners have remarkably held their own, given, I think, often the healthiest teams do lead to the better teams. Like, I think Buffalo is the most healthy team this year in the league. So, given that most of the teams with injuries are down bad, the San Francisco has held their own compared to their peers in terms of percentage of salary cap going on IR.
Kyle Shanahan was also asked about how the team has reacted to the Devondre Campbell thing. I'll give you a guess, Kyle, what Kyle Shanahan said.
On Devondre Campbell?
On how the team has reacted to Devondre Campbell.
I'm going to go bleep, 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 bleep. You can't say it on the radio. Just a lot of curse words.
No. The complete opposite, as is everything with the Niners. Everything is great. Kyle Shanahan, when asked how the team has reacted to Devondre Campbell, quote, "I think they've acted awesome. It's pretty easy to move on," close quote. No issue.
No
issue.
They did great.
They did great.
Even though I think Diamador Lenore said after practice yesterday, Devondre Campbell is a cancer.
Yeah.
So I think that I think they've handled it well, right? Yeah. It's as well as Shanahan would like it too.
As well as he's going to say. And again, if your season, this is why the Eagles thing was so interesting, and we'll see what happens with them because the easiest over, and I believe it hit. But I would say the easiest over in the world for prop talk was A.J. Brown over yards. The whole week was just about A.J. Brown and the Jalen Hurts drama. The whole week, we knew Jalen Hurts was going to force feed A.J. Brown. That was the easiest read of the century there. And then he sits down and says, "Is this what y'all want with his diamonds dancing and with his jawline?" I just don't get me started on Jalen Hurts. But for that drama to come out in a season where it actually matters was a bigger deal to me, where they could win the whole thing is a bigger deal to me than this Devondre Campbell thing for a season with the Niners that has already gone so poorly. Let's just, whatever bad things are going to happen, let's get it all out now so we can just move forward.
I don't know. I think of the Eagles thing a little differently because the Eagles had so much drama last year to the point where it was like Sirianni might get fired 1 year after going to the Super Bowl because him and Jalen Hurts just are butting heads so much. And they had, at one point, Matt Patricia was their offensive coordinator. And it was like, last year was just such a tire fire for the Eagles that it feels like, oh, Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown have a difference of opinions. That's pretty tame compared to all the drama that the Eagles have been through over the last 12 months.
Yeah, it just was still weird timing.
No, it was. But compared to everything else that's happened, it's like, oh, this is relatively tame compared to all the chaos. And then Jason Kelce retired right in the middle of all of it.
Yeah, Jason Kelce retired, and I see him even more than when he played.
Yeah, last year was so crazy for the Eagles that it's like this scandal, or I'd say scandal in air quotes. It's not that scandalous, but this Brandon Graham airing out grievances in the locker room doesn't even fall on the scale of Eagles scandals or Eagles drama over the last 12 months.
209 on the text line says Lions have 23 players on IR. Brutal. Their next text, still winning. Well, the David Montgomery thing just happened. So they're continuing to lose players. I get what you're saying, 209. Let's see what happens now. I mean, now they're starting to, it does depend on who, it also depends on who they're losing, right? All injuries are not created equal. And the Lions losing David Montgomery, and I like Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he's going to be a great player. He's thicker than Tony Pollard. I think he's going to be better than Tony Pollard. And I think I just asked you, Kyle, could Jahmyr Gibbs be the best running back in a couple years? Well, we're going to see, because now you don't have that protection, honestly, from David Montgomery. No, what is it, Sonic and Knuckles? I don't know who's who.
Knuckles was Montgomery.
Okay, so Knuckles is out. So we'll see what Gibbs does with really all the workload.
Yeah, this is Sonic 3 all the way. That's
I loved Sonic. Oh, go ahead. Before I get off track, just go ahead, Kyle, because I was about to get off track.
On the Sonic movies?
Yes.
Anyway, so I found the updated versions after last week, I found the updated versions of the IR, which this is courtesy of Over the Cap. It sums up all contracts on the team whose players are on injured reserve, the PUP list, or the non-football injury list, basically. So number one, there's a new number one at the end of this last week, I think because of one player in particular. But the new number one is the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are now $103 million on injured reserve. They've won 3 games. Second is the Cowboys at $100 million. They've won 6 games. Niners, number 3, they've won 6 games. 4, Cleveland. They've only won 3 games. 5 is the Giants. They've won 2.
Right.
6 is the Raiders. They've only won 2. 7th is the Panthers. The Panthers have only won 3 games this year. So it's like the teams at the top are bad. If for the texter who was talking about the Lions are now 11th on that list in injuries. Surprisingly, you know who's number 8? The team we were just talking about, the Philadelphia Eagles.
See?
But they've won 9 in a row at this point. So,
and that's IR, because even the non-IR, and there's a non-IR stuff that's part of it as well.
This includes the non-football injury list. Not if you got hurt but you're still playing, you don't count for
exactly.
This list.
And the AJ Brown has missed time, Devontae Smith has missed time, the same way Debo missed time, George Kittle, everybody has missed time. So, look, I understand the no excuses thing, but there is a level, and we'll see. A lot of people are shifting towards the Eagles now with this David Montgomery injury to the Lions. I mean, a team can only withstand so much, which would be it's kind of crushing to the Lions, who a lot of people, I know Dave loves to compare the Lions to the Kings in that they've just dealt with so much drama for so long, but it is a bit crushing for them to just be limping into the end of the season.
Real quick before we go to break, some people are pivoting from the Lions to the Eagles. I would pivot to another team in that group, which is the Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers
are going to, I think, have a good shot at winning the NFC.
A lot of people still disrespecting the Vikings. Sam Darnold.
Yeah, that if you put it's a Vikings thing. It's the Vikings are like I guess who's more NFC Chargers? Is it Vikings or Falcons? Who's the more NFC Chargers?
Oh, it's probably the Falcons, because the Falcons. I thought this was going to be a huge year. They had they keep old quarterbacks keep going to the NFC South to just get into the playoffs, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think there's a stat out there that over the last 4 years, the Chargers have the same record as the Bucks, and the Bucks are about to win 4 straight division titles.
Crazy. All right, what's also crazy is Draymond being this open and honest about the beam. We'll tell you what he said, and we'll play it for you on the other side. Down South, Sacktown Sports.
All guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Thursday night, Kings and Lakers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings is Sacktown Sports 1140.
You know, when it's all on the line, you need a big-time closer, and that's especially true when it comes to your garage door. And that's why I recommend National Garage Door, 638-4554. Whitey Gleason here for National Garage Door. Whether you're looking to repair an existing door or get a brand new one installed, you need National Garage Door. Family-owned and operated. They've been around since 1974 because service is their number one priority. National Garage Door are the region's BSE. It's broken spring experts. Styles, prices, and quality of the new doors will amaze you. Our garage door was starting to sound kind of And that's not good. So Kevin from National Garage Door came out. He said patching up the old one was an option, but we're getting a new garage door. We're pretty happy about that. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer branded garage doors. They offer sales, service, and installation on all residential and commercial doors and operators. If you have garage door needs, old ones coming apart, or you're looking to improve your curb appeal, let National Garage Door come through for you in the clutch and be your closer. 638-4554, National Garage Door.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
From the 916, hey guys, listening on my way to Sac from Las Vegas. A few things on the Kings. 3-point defense needs to be better, but in the key, defense is great. Also, they are inconsistent due to injuries, so if you keep the starting five, who do you want to replace? A healthy Herter or Lyles, and with who? Bench is obviously much better with both of them healthy. They aren't too far away from being in the top five. Injuries have done us in so far this year. Thanks for making the 12-hour drive manageable. It's 12 hours because I'm in a Mach E. All right. LB and LV. Shout out to LB. Are you coming on my way to Sac from LV? So it's LB and LV. You coming down for the game? LB, thanks for listening. Either way. Yeah, and speaking of the injuries that LB has brought up, Trey Lyles says that he obviously has to get clearance, but he feels like he's ready to go. Unfortunately, Domantas Sabonis, still trying to get some clarity on the Domantas Sabonis situation. He's always getting dinged up. Not that he's missing time, but he's always getting dinged up. He had that really tough fall now. I'm recalling he had that really tough fall. He said, don't take me out. So we will check in on that. But Domantas Sabonis and Keegan Murray did not practice today. Brandon Nunez says that their status will be most likely revealed later today, along with Kevin Herter, who is a partial participant, but it does look like the Kings should be getting Trey Lyles back. We will get all of those confirmations later in the day, probably with the drive guys on and or tomorrow before game time. Well, hopefully the game ends in a beam. And here is Draymond Green on the Draymond Green podcast talking to De'Aaron Fox, talking about how much he hates the beam. Here it is.
I hate that damn beam.
The beam.
I hate the beam. It disgusts me. And I get great joy out of when we play y'all and the beam does not get lit.
Have you seen it?
Of course I've seen it. And I've also been in a playoff series against you and had to go back to the hotel and look at it till 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, it's ridiculous. I hate that beam.
I feel like there are going to be a lot of cuts in that one from
Light
Draymond.
the beam!
Yeah.
Light it!
That was definitely after the Kings losing. I don't know when, but it's definitely after the Kings losing. And now, Draymond, we have you on record saying how much you hate the beam, and that's going to make and look, Draymond knows what he's doing. He loves to play into this character. He gets it. I know he A-Town stomped on Sabonis' chest. He will never be liked here, but he understands that, right? The spit in the towel in the air in Memphis. This is what he lives for. He's just going to get booed even more. And in a way, similar to De'Aaron Fox, I think Draymond maybe feels like it helps him focus up and play better.
I know these things happen organically, but wouldn't it be so great if Kings fans had like a unison chant when they're getting ready to light the beam after beating the Warriors? Something Draymond related?
Yeah, I can think of something, and it would not be able to be played on these airwaves.
Yeah, I know these things happen organically, so you can't really plan it, but like they're up 30 seconds to go, and they just have some sort of beam-related chant for Draymond. That would be just magical. I like last year, remember when Fresh Hour hit the night on the court, and they got the photo of it while Steph was walking?
He got a lot. He got kind of roasted for that.
I hope he didn't, because that was cool.
Well, he got roasted by Warriors fans, obviously, and maybe some
NBA
people in general, but everybody in Sacramento loved it.
Oh yeah, no, I get that, but that's just salty Warriors fan.
Of course.
Like, I'm just, who's this guy to hit the night on us? What did he ever do? But anyways, my point was those things kind of happen organically, so it's hard to plan for them. But God, if enough people heard that clip and just had something for Draymond when they're getting ready to light the beam, that would be great.
Yeah, January 5th, that is when the Warriors and Kings will finally do battle. I mean, I say finally, but it felt like you played them every other day. Like, it was just last season, you just played the Warriors and the Pelicans. That's all you did last season.
Yeah, it sure felt like it.
That's all you did.
Also just mixed in like the Rockets.
Yeah. And then you lost to the Rockets a couple times. If someone, hey, Alan, what do you remember about your first season with the Kings? A lot of Pelicans L's and a lot of Warriors games.
Also, Keegan Murray hit like 12 3-pointers in a row one time.
Yeah, and Keon Ellis, right? So the Kings, they got a couple games before then, a lot of games before then, really. Starting with this 2-game set against the Lakers, we will do a deep dive into the Lakers and their season with J.J. Redick. His first season, right? Getting there. Michael Vick trying to get his J.J. Redick on, but that's going to be at Norfolk State. He is Spartaning up instead of stingering up. He is going to be in Norfolk State. But another situation where I would even say that the Michael Vick thing was still more unprecedented than J.J. Redick, because we've seen teams hire guys that have had no coaching experience. So J.J. Redick, they were hot, and we will revisit the first game the Kings played against the Lakers, where LeBron played really well. That whole team played really well. It was a really good game. But the Lakers, they were hot to trot to start the season. They have since cooled off, and both of these teams really need these games. I mean, I think they both be okay with a split, but they both know neither of them can afford to get swept. And the Kings, if they do, or even if they split, now they're still trying to fight to get back to 500. So that is coming up tomorrow. We will have a full breakdown of what is happening there. On the other side, we get to the Sportico NBA team evaluations, and it also coincides with a crazy Hornets giveaway. Yes, the Charlotte Hornets. One of the most bizarre Hornets giveaway stories you could think of, and we have more Niners as well, as the team is doing their pressers with the media. Alan Stiles, Sacktown Sports.
Thursday night, Kings and Lakers. King night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is what makes us different from other law firms. At Gingery, Hammer & Associates, we handle your case from beginning to end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether we need to file suit, or even take it all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to you and your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. It's Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Good Guys Heating and Cooling. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Ba, 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 ba. Yep, 'tis the season. Hey, if you take pride in your gift giving, here's a great idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift from the Good Feet store. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda deal, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number one claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
The most wonderful time of the year has officially begun at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet in Sacramento. This is the sale you've been dreaming of, with holiday hits on every aisle. 12 full days of unbeatable prices on only the best Makita products in town, and much, much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. So check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
$30 more minutes with ya. 916 LB and LV says, trying to hit up a game. LB is driving from Las Vegas, of course, to Sacramento. Mobbing, he said 12 hours. And he's asking, I'm trying to hit up a game. You guys able to hook anything up? I will tell you this, LB, not sure how long you're going to be in town, but there will be an opportunity. I don't think I can tease it yet. I haven't got the green light, but all I got to say is that next week will be a big week. A big week for people, all right? So as far as Kings are concerned and Kings tickets and opportunities for those, not right now, but next week, there will be some opportunities out there. Some holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa opportunities. We will let you know what that is very, very soon. All right. Well, pretty soon, we're going to need to use trillion instead of billion when it comes to these pro teams and what they're worth. Look, we know that the NBA ratings wise isn't doing very well this season, but that is not hurting the teams as far as their ability to continue to add to their value and add to their worth. Okay, Sportico came out. NBA team values 2024. Warriors and Knicks lead as the average hits $4.6 billion. The Warriors are at $9.1 billion, a value change of plus 10%. The Knicks plus 12. I kind of would have expected more from the Knicks off that crazy season, more than a plus 12, but they're at $8.3 billion. You have the Lakers. What are the Lakers sitting at? Lakers are sitting at
8.0
billion. And then you have the Nets, Clippers, Celtics, Bulls, Heat, Rockets, and the Raptors. So obviously these teams continue to move higher up the list. And Kyle, I think what the Kings were sitting at, they just talk about the top 10 here, but the Kings were sitting at what, 14?
I didn't see the full list. I only saw the top 10.
Yeah, I believe Dave earlier said that the Kings were sitting at 14. Dang, the Sportico didn't even waste their time on anybody who's not in the top 10. To round out the top 10, the Clippers are number 5. The Boston Celtics are number 6. The Bulls are number 7. Miami Heat number 8. Houston Rockets number 9. Toronto Raptors 10.
I found the full list here. It's just on a different article than the one I linked for us. Number 11, the Philadelphia 76ers.
Again, kind of weird to me because I guess they got ran out the building by the Knicks, but that was kind of a bad look in the playoffs last season.
No, but they're about to go up because they are building a new stadium in downtown Philadelphia. So that will give it a few years. That one will be probably in the top 5. Kind of like Brooklyn just jumped from 13 to 4 in 1 year, which I assume has something to do with them owning the land that their stadium is built on, probably. Anyways, number 12, Dallas Mavericks, which I know it says 4.46 billion, but they just sold 2 years ago for 3 point something. So we kind of know what they're worth. Number 13, the Phoenix Suns. And then number 14, the Sacramento Kings with a valuation of $4.1 billion.
Wow. I mean, look, I know this kind of ties into a couple different things. There are a couple different ways to go with this. First things first, Dave was really high on the Phoenix Suns and them offering a $2 menu. I think that's a great idea. $2, what was it? Hot dogs, a water, popcorn, chips. So just giving families an opportunity to not break the bank because you don't want a crab sandwich. All right.
Yeah,
so
Giants.
Yeah, Giants. And because we know that $2 probably doesn't even get you the crust of the bread at Giants games. So there's that part of it. And I understand that. This ties in to something very bizarre that happened with the Charlotte Hornets. So basically, the Charlotte Hornets, I'm hearing a couple different things, but essentially the Charlotte Hornets told a kid, and Kyle, real quick, can we get the Charlotte Hornets, if you still have it up, their evaluation?
The Charlotte Hornets are 27, but they are also $3.39 billion, but a 27th among NBA teams.
Basically, the Charlotte Hornets, I don't know if it was a gag gone wrong. That's what I think it was. But the Charlotte Hornets invited a kid onto the court, okay, for a special segment where they gift the kid a PS5 publicly. Then the cameras turned off and they took the PS5 away and gave him a jersey. It was very confusing because I didn't know, and I know, Kyle, you've been trying to work through this as well, if that was on purpose, if that was supposed to be part of the joke, if they really just wanted to hold on to the PS5. The whole thing was very bizarre. They apologized, and initially they said that it was a rogue employee who set up the giveaway, the element, if you will.
Yeah.
That's what us in-game hosts call it. The element incorrectly and without thought. They're going to make it right and give him the PS5, let him come meet the players. But I need to know more about this. I just don't know how this happens. Here is the statement from the Hornets. During last night's game, there was an on-court skit that missed the mark. That's the first thing that confused me.
Wait, what?
Yes, they were supposed to, I guess it was part of the joke. I don't know.
No.
I don't know. And it just went, something went wrong.
Okay, so here's the thing. In the video, you see him getting the PS5, but they don't show him getting the jersey afterwards. So I'm just curious what that actually looked like in practice. But anyways, continue with the statement, because that's already off to a terrible start.
So the statement goes on. The skit included bad decision-making and poor communication. Simply put, we turned the ball over and we apologize. We have reached out to the family and are committed to not only making it right, but to exceeding expectations. We will be providing the fan with the PS5 that he should have taken home last night, along with a VIP experience to a future game. Our goal is and will remain to elevate the guest experience for every person that enters Spectrum Center and to show our fans how much we appreciate their relentless support. So basically, yeah, we're still trying to figure out if they purposely took it away and it was supposed to be a joke and then didn't give it back, but a complete nightmare. Yeah, this is from WCNC. Charlotte Hornet apologized after on-court skit involving a fan and a PlayStation 5. The Hornets apologized for an incident involving a young fan. The fan was brought onto the court and gifted a PlayStation 5 in a Christmas-related giveaway featuring Hugo the Hornet. A social media post claimed that the PlayStation was taken away shortly after the boy was given a jersey instead. Hundreds of people voiced displeasure and the Hornets about the incident, which led to the team ultimately making things right for the fan. Very bizarre.
Yeah, all of that sounds so weird.
And then they add what I just read. So it really happened. We're just not sure if that was part of the skit or not. We don't know what the planned skit was.
I don't understand. Did they just get caught, or were they? I really don't know. I don't pretend to know.
You're worth, $1 billion. And as far as I'm concerned, like I said, I am there are two of us. Shout out Lee, but I'm one of the in-game hosts for the River Cats. You have a little bit of creative direction, and I'm not putting this on the host at all, because she's in the video. But if someone tells me, I would need to know, let me get this straight.
Yeah.
We're going to give a kid a PS5 that he put on his Christmas list, and then we're going to take the PS5 away as a joke?
No, I'm thinking, was the PS5 not supposed to go to him and someone miscommunicated that? I don't know. I would normally say Michael Jordan being Michael Jordan, but I can't even say that anymore because he's not the owner. It's now Seth Rogen. It's not actually Seth Rogen, but the guy who owns the Hornets was played by Seth Rogen in a movie.
And it just reminds me of back in my tech days, there was I think it's probably a Bluetooth speaker because everybody gives away Bluetooth speakers. There was a situation at my job. This is early, Alan, right out of college. And what happened was the office assistant was told, hey, we're gifting everybody these Bluetooth speakers. We're gifting all full-time employees Bluetooth speakers. Well, in an office where there's no names, right, on anything, there was some miscommunication, and contractors had Bluetooth speakers on their desk. So they tried to scramble as the day is starting. I walk in, I see all the Bluetooth speakers, and I was somebody who went contract to full-time. So I had a Bluetooth speaker. I'm watching them try to you got to wear it. What are you doing with the dang Bluetooth speakers at this point? They're taking off the Bluetooth speakers as people are walking in. So now some contractors have Bluetooth speakers and some contractors don't. Moral of the story to all these companies, just wear it. You got the money. I think that company might have went under, but if you mess up, just wear it.
Also, the Charlotte Hornets guy has money, but he doesn't have as much money as he used to, because this is one of my favorite NBA stories. The guy who bought the Hornets from Michael Jordan is the guy from the hedge fund that bought AMC and tried to tank it, and then the meme stocks ended up buying up a bunch of AMC stock.
Yeah.
So he's got money, but he doesn't have as much money as he used to, but he still owns the Hornets at this point. But I always think that's a funny thing every time when the Hornets come up, is that the meme stock guy is the guy who owns the Hornets.
Whitey Gleason is about to join us on the other side. Real quick, from the 916, I just love stuff like this, just always cracks me up. Why don't you guys ever talk about the number 1 draft pick of the Kings this year? Is he going to play? Why draft someone that's injured? Another Monty mystery. It's not really a mystery, 916. When we have an update, I thought it was, I don't want to say common knowledge, but he's going to be reevaluated in January. That's what they said months ago. What do you want us to say, 916? There's nothing to say. And we did give an update when he was doing shoot around. What was that, a couple weeks ago? How much time you want us to spend on someone? When he's here, he's here. Don't blame us. We didn't draft him. Whitey Gleason joins us next. Alan Stiles, Sacktown Sports.
Thursday night, Kings and Lakers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up Oscar!
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs. You sound very calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton and Price. The winter months bring joy, but also with more rain and snow, unfortunately, more accidents. Over the last quarter century, thousands of Northern California residents have looked to Ashton and Price to be their root op with a law license to guide them through the storm of an injury claim. As always, we wish you and your family the safest and happiest of holidays. But if you need us, at Ashton and Price, we're here for you. So whether you've been naughty or nice, happiest holidays from Ashton and Price.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Tom's Watch Bar, your ultimate sports watching destination for all Kings games, hosted live by Sacktown Sports. With 360-degree viewing, surround sound, premium food and drink, and game day vibes that match being at the game, Tom's Watch Bar is the ultimate game day experience for all Sacramento Kings fans.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Give me a break. A break. Whitey Gleason, don't worry.
Me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
So if you're only going till 3:45 today, you could, if you slide on over.
5:45.
Oh, I thought you said 3:45.
No.
The show is 3:45, 3 hours and 45 minutes long.
Yeah.
I was going to say you get 15 minutes. Make it on over.
Huh.
For the holiday party.
I didn't even know that. When is that today?
Apparently it's happening right now.
Oh,
It is happening. Well, yeah.
Guess I wasn't invited.
No, you were. And I'm finally getting, I'll text the digital team, and most of the time they leave me on red, but they're actually responding to me today.
Oh, it's off site, right?
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah. So I'm working. Sorry, couldn't go.
That's right.
Yeah.
But that's what happens to us as well. Anything lunch related we miss, or you got to run downstairs and you feel bad because you don't have time to listen to the speeches, right, or whatever. You just grab the food and go.
Alan, we have the best time slot of the day to work. I'm not going to complain at all.
Hey,
about
I'm
any
not
of that.
complaining. I'm just saying, hey, just want y'all to know, hey, I'm sure it was a great speech. I can't listen, unfortunately. I really wish I could.
I just want to point out a little behind the scenes moment here while we were in break there. Alan and Kyle didn't really get in an argument, but there was a little bit of a disagreement over who has the better memory.
No.
Yeah, there was.
No, it wasn't.
You said, I have a photographic memory.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Sort of.
Yeah, I said yes.
Qualified it. And then I think Kyle said, not like mine.
Yeah, Kyle started it. You said we were talking about which mic to use, and I said it's always the same one. And then you said you have a bad memory.
You have a short memory.
You have a short memory.
Your memory is not that great.
You
That's not what I
didn't
said.
recall there.
Yeah.
We were trying to figure out the mic, and it wasn't that I didn't remember. I said, "Hey, no, yesterday you took the wrong one." That's what it was.
Point is, you and Kyle seem to both think you have these superior memories.
And then I said the only way to figure this out is to do a bop it. And Kyle doesn't remember what a bop it is.
I told you I know what a bop it is.
I'm stuck in the middle. Millennials, please help me. Kyle doesn't know what a bop it is.
I do.
Whitey doesn't know what a bop it is.
Kyle does. He's
bop
clearly
it,
stated
twist
that he
it,
does.
turn it.
Pull it, shout it.
Please. Who knows what a bop it is?
He does.
Whitey, how much time did you spend on De'Aaron Fox yesterday?
Not that much. Couple segments. Yeah, because as you know, it's not the first time he said that.
No, and
it led us into some larger conversations that were interesting. But yeah, we didn't spend a ton of time on that specifically.
Am I crazy to, I don't want to say assume, but to think that if De'Aaron doesn't sign this extension coming up after this season, he will be traded?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's possible. There's a lot of things that could happen.
Because it gets to the it gets to the Pascal.
You've been reading Brendan Nunes on X, haven't you?
Well, it gets to the Pascal Siakam situation or the Shohei Ohtani situation. If he goes into that last season, you're hoping that the team goes on a crazy run and the team is better up to De'Aaron standards, or he walks in free agency anyway for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'm saying if the season starts next season, there's tip off, and he is not playing under a new contract. Are the Kings in Sacramento willing to take that chance and possibly watch him walk for nothing?
You know, he's been very forthright about how he's feeling, and I would assume if it gets to that point, he'll also be very forthright. You know, so I think we're going to have a clear idea, and the team's going to have a much clearer idea of where they stand.
Yeah. Another thing that we were discussing is that when De'Aaron keeps saying this stuff, to your point, because he's said it pretty often when he's asked, he's not just coming out of nowhere.
Right.
But the other thing is, De'Aaron, he's not necessarily saying, and you kind of went back on me with this yesterday, and I thought about it a little bit more. When De'Aaron is saying this stuff, he's not necessarily saying he has to be the first option. He's saying the team has to be better. Yes. So I don't know that De'Aaron would mind being the second, or dare I say even the third option. He just wants to compete.
Yes, that's what he's saying. He wants to make sure he's with an organization that is dedicated to winning, that wants to win, and that can win. Not just wants to win, but can win. And some of that is because of what he went through in his first few years.
Yeah. So not really sure where that's going to go, how that's going to go, but we do know that it's going to go some.
Winning cures everything.
Winning does. And you got to start against a 2-game set against the Lakers. I thought it was funny. I said it on the morning show, so I have to say it again now. But I was cracking up when I got in the car because I literally started the show yesterday and I said, I'm going to be very honest. This is going to be the most traditional, stereotypical radio show ever. We're going to cut, and I talked to you a little bit about this in Crosstalk. We're going to talk about the last play. Should De'Aaron have gone completely old school? We're going to talk about this can't be a moral victory. I can't have it. Blah, 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 blah. I say all of that to start the show, and I was very honest, and I had a lot of fun for the most part in the show. I get in the car, turn you guys on, you throw it to Kyle Draper. He goes on whatever.
Oh, are you the one he was talking about?
Literally. I felt like Draper was trolling me. He heard whatever amount of the show or just said, I'm literally just going to say I'm doing the exact opposite. He's like, that's low. He's roasting. That's low hanging fruit.
I thought he was talking about me.
I thought he was talking about me.
I don't know.
I was cracking up, man.
Yeah.
He goes on to give his nuanced take, and I'm just driving home thinking, this guy just throwing me under the bus soon as the mics turn off. But look, it's not that anything that Draper said wasn't true. I think the opposite thing, to be fair, is that, yeah, they did play really well. My issue wasn't acknowledging that they didn't play well. My issue is when are we going to stop being the consolation prize?
Mm-hmm.
When are the Kings going to stop being the both team? When it's always, man, either team could have won this game, but the other team always wins. People get tired of that. And there were people that were able to compartmentalize what the Kings did and say, that was a really good game. I'm also ticked off that they lost. And I think that was the overarching feeling. And I know Drape said he had talked to some people in the building. They're like, man, that was a heck of a game. And I'm sure it was electric in there. But I'm pretty sure Kings fans are tired of it being electric, but the other team walks out. And they've had some moments, the Keegan, Tippin, they've had some good games, but what was it, Kyle? What are they, 2-8 in close games, something like that?
I think 6-10 in clutch time games and 2-8 in games that were within one possession in the final minute or something.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, people are thinking, yeah, these are good games, but can we start winning, please?
I don't know if you heard. I know you listened. You just explained that you listened. We had Jared Reynolds on, and I asked him, why is this team with two outstanding elite closers, why do they have problems closing? And he said, it's a really good question. He says, I got nothing for you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, some of it, they're trying to figure things out. Some of it, maybe, I'm just guessing, maybe fatigue is a factor. I don't know. But you look at the clinic the Nuggets put on in how to close a game.
Yeah.
Hopefully the Kings picked up something from that.
Yeah. And now we switch on over, and it's funny because we know that De'Aaron didn't just record it right after the loss. They had recorded this podcast with Draymond a while ago, but it is funny timing that this happens. Then another note, hey, don't forget, we got to get better or I'm out of here. So it would be really nice to get the Kings back on the court tomorrow night, get them back in the right swing of things.
Domas and Keegan back.
Well, I actually heard from Brendan Nunez, nobody knows what that Sabonis injury is. All we know
He had that terrible fall.
He had the really bad fall. He said, don't take me out. And, adrenaline wears off. So Domas didn't practice. Keegan didn't practice. Trey Lyles, full participant. Kevin Huerter, partial participant. I don't know how well that bodes for tomorrow, but a lot of teams are dealing with stuff. And you got to find a way to win these games. It is what it is. It's just, the health factor. The last couple seasons have been pretty good besides the end of the season for the Kings when you had Kevin Huerter and Malik Monk going down. But for the most part, everybody's dealing with something. So you're going to get Devin Carter back, just like somebody asked on the text line, and the Kings hopefully rock and roll from there. Before we get you out of here, Whitey, just switching over to some Niners. Trent Williams, Kyle Shanahan said it doesn't seem like Trent Williams will play again this season. I was talking to Kyle, and we were breaking down if this stuff is going to happen, wouldn't you rather all this stuff to happen at one time? The Devondre Campbell thing, Kyle Shanahan was asked about that. Terrible. So you swung and missed on the Dre Greenlaw thing. He wasn't very good before the drama. You know what? This season is shot anyway. Why not just have all the bad stuff happen right now? Why not?
Well, it's been happening all year. It's just been like relentless. You see Garendo is also hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
So
Dre Greenlaw, you know what? Dre Greenlaw, he was really good last week. Shut him down, right? It's like, all right, you can play. We need you. You had a huge impact, it appears, on the defense last week. So let's just put you in the bubble wrap and get you ready for next yeyear. There is still a chance. I was looking at what has to happen for the 49ers to make the playoffs. We'll go over that today. There is still a chance, Ellen. I'll leave it at that. There is a chance. You need a lot of things to fall right for you, but there's still a chance.
All right. Well, I can't wait to listen to that. Saying on the Niners front, I'm sure you saw Brian Baldinger on Bay Area radio saying I'd flip Sam Darnold for Brock Purdy right now. And then Kurt Warner went on. Kurt Warner, who rides for Brock Purdy, I think he sees a lot of himself in Brock Purdy. Kurt Warner essentially laughed at that. And I think it always cracks me up because Niner fans, when Baldy was praising Brock Purdy, it's Baldy, he's our guy. And now all of a sudden, Baldy, he never did anything in the league. Let me ask you this. Now that money is in the conversation and Brock is probably going to be making 50 plus a year, we think, would you rather, again, we've been using money this whole time with Brock because it's been such a good deal, maybe the best value in the NFL. Would you want Brock Purdy at $50 million or Sam Darnold at a Baker Mayfield contract, call it $35 million. Who would you prefer if you're the Niners?
Probably Brock Purdy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying about the money. The whole thing is, we talk about how much will they give him, how much did they give him based on he played this way and then he played that way. And that Kyle in the front office, they have in their minds clearly exactly why he's played the way he's played this year. Maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong, but in their mind, and they're not going to come out and tell us, but they know exactly in their minds either, he was really good this year, he had a lot to overcome, or no, he was terrible. My guess is it's the former. So I don't think it's going to be very difficult for them to get this thing resolved. And I think he's going to get a ton of money. Not 60, I hope, but he's going to get a lot of money. That'd be my guess.
There
we'll
you
find
go.
out from Rod Brooks today when he joins us.
All right, Rod Brooks. Oh, that's my guy as well. Can't wait to listen to that. Whitey Gleason, Kyle Draper, Jay Johnson. They're coming up next. Thanks to Kyle Ledbetter. Great job as always. Thanks to all the callers, texters, sack chatters. Until tomorrow, secure the bag. Whitey, I'll eat some hors d'oeuvres for you at the holiday party.
Thank
Light
you.
the beam.
I hate that damn bean.
Thursday night, Kings and Lakers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the High